I ran out of stowage. Anyway, I really do have to wrap this up, so I am going to say Specialty of the House was really good. I think that you should just listen to it. And Mysterious Magpie, get into her. Get into her. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. What is the other one? I'm going to find the other one. And Cat's Cradle. I think it's Cat's Cradle. I fucking hate that. Okay, actually, Neil, it's not that. No, it is bad. It is bad. No, it's, you know when you read a book that just gets you angry? That you're like, oh, why the fuck would you write that? Why would you write that? I felt the same way when I finished Cat's Cradle. I felt the same fucking way when I finished The Metamorphosis. I felt the same way when I felt Specialty at... No. Specialty of the House is not that bad. Specialty of the House, I'm overreacting. This shit got me fucked up. This shit got me fucked up. Afterwards, I didn't want to talk to my family. I was like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk. I was pissed off, and they're like, are you okay? What happened? And I was like, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. And they're like, what? Why are you, like, upset? And I was like, hey, it's fine. And my dad's like, do you not like the book that I got? And I was like, oh, no, I like it. Oh, no, I like it. But I don't want to I don't want to talk about it. It's a short read, too. It's like 30 minutes. If you really want to, like, take your time with it, actually. I'm not saying if you want to take your time with it, I'm telling you, this is an assignment. Go get the fucking book and take your time with it. Because I know that your library has it, because it's a great fucking book. And if you can have it to own, that's even better. Just get it. Just get the fucking book. Just get the book. Oh my god. I love this scene. There's another page here. The opposite page. This is the page. The page on this side. I love that fucking illustration. I would really like a well done TV show about this book. A limited series. Because while we did get all the parts of the story, I think that I would really like to hear the Queen's voice. I would really like to see the relationship between the Queen and the King. I think that would be a lot of fun. And I think that seeing Snow White, the way that she is in this book, really well portrayed. Oh my god. And I mean, like, don't get some fucking Hollywood whatever bitch. Get somebody that can play the fucking role. Oh my god, it would be so fucking spooky. And, like, I could just imagine, like, the slight, like, head cock. Ugh! That shit would get me fucked up. And also the scene where she... Oh my god, and at the end you're like, oh, no, oh, fuck, no! It doesn't end well. The book doesn't end well, and that's the point. That's the point, that the book doesn't end well. Part of the thing is, if you do this book, you have to, if you make a show or a movie about this book, it has to be, costume design has to be almost extremely fucking accurate. Like, top of the fucking line. Like, I want to see this in real fucking life. That's what I mean. I don't want to see some girl in a fucking dress. I want to see gorgeous fucking costume design. I want to see gorgeous set design. I want to see really good acting. I want to see the relationship between these people, and I really need it. I need it. Please, Neil, talk to somebody about this. Come on. Man, you did Coraline, and it was great, and people loved it. Now imagine if you had the same... Imagine if you had the same bitches that helped you make Coraline, the movie, and they made this shit, and it was to your specification, and it ended the way you want it to end. Because I know that the ending is a little bit different. This needs to end the same fucking way. She can't win in the end. Unfortunately. Listen, I wanted her to win, but she cannot win in the end. Alright? This is a message. This is a statement to Neil Gaiman. Hi, Neil. You need to make this into a I almost took my eye out. See, that's how serious it is. That's how fucking true it is. You need to make this into a movie or TV show, preferably a TV show limited series with great fucking costume design and great fucking actors. Set design also needs to be good, but the costume design really needs to be up there, alright? And it needs a good director. Like, actually a good director. Like, for real, for real. And this shit would eat. This scene played out. That could be a whole episode in itself. Imagine, okay, no, for real though. They don't have to be long episodes. I think that's another thing about it. This book is so short that it's like, they don't have to be long episodes. They just have to tell the story. Some could be longer than others, but I think that there could be one, just straight up one episode of her interaction with the monk. That he's going through the forest and he's like scavenging and whatever, and it's kind of like, it starts off with his story. We don't get to know him very much, but we do start to get to know him as a character. We somewhat know where he came from, you know, like we don't know much about him in the book, but I think that's okay. And I think that we don't need to know much about him in the episode either. But we see him scavenging, we see him get things ready, but then he gets scared of some shadow in the background, and then he keeps going, and he's like still kind of spooked, and he's like getting spooked by his own, you know, footsteps or whatever, and then he sees her for the first time, and he's like, oh wow. And then she runs away for a bit, and then he's like trying to look for her, and then he can't find her, and then he sits there, and then she comes out of nowhere, and she's all whatever, and she's like coming up, and da-da, 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 da-da-da-da-da. That's kind of how I imagine her being. And then we know what happens in the end of that. And then that's kind of how we see it. And then we get a little bit of a glimpse of, at the end of the episode, we get a glimpse of how that affects what's happening at the castle. And we see, because that scene is being seen by somebody else. And then we see that. And then we're like, oh, we're fucked. Oh, we're fucked. Because, listen, she's some type of fucking eldritch terror. She's some type of fucking monster. She is a monster. That's really what she is. And I think it would be really interesting to see that in more of a live action type of way. Whether that's, you know, it could be like claymation, and that would be cool. But also, it would be really cool to have actors do it and have the makeup be really, have her be really fucking pale, but like sickly pale, because that's what she looks like. She looks like pink, sickly pale. And it's like, it's so well done. Dude, you did a great job. Neil and Colleen, you both did wonderful jobs. And I think that you should bring Colleen back. Wherever she is, bring her back for the TV show. Also, you know what? If you want me to be a part of it, I will. Because you know that scene that I just described, 8. You know that was great storytelling. And I could do more. Just holler at me. He's not watching this. But I really enjoyed this book. Overall, I really enjoyed the book. Also, this shit at the end of the book, this was the thing that I was drawing, by the way. Did I do a good job? No. because Colleen will always do better. But it was so interesting to see the way that we were thinking everything looked. And the way that you were wanting to make things look. I really enjoyed listening to or reading your process, your thought process on that. And I think that was really cool, Colleen. This, I really fuck with this one. I really like that scene. Obviously, I don't like it because it's not a good scene. But it's really well done. Everything is really well done. And you guys should be proud of yourselves. I also think that it should be the type of limited series that's almost like Game of Thrones adjacent, where you're not afraid of nudity. But it needs to be tasteful. Not the way that Game of Thrones did it. Because it was semi-tasteful, I think, in Game of Thrones. I didn't watch Game of Thrones, but I have seen some scenes. And they were kind of like, tits and ass. Tits, ass, and tits. And big ass and tits. But this is like... This is different. This is like... I don't know how to describe it. But you just did a great job. Everybody that worked on this book, fantastic job. I'm really impressed. I am very impressed. You need a bitch with big eyes. Big eyes. And she needs to dye her hair black. Not a wig. Needs to dye her hair black because there are times that I think that having a slight, like, frayed hair moment, but, like, natural frayed hair would be really nice. This scene, when she does this, I almost feel like she's dancing. There's something about it that I feel like she's like, just like, I don't know. But don't make it cringe. Don't make it cringe, guys, please. No, don't make it like how fucking live action Avatar was, or fucking live action One Piece. Because that shit was ass. This scene, I was locked in. I was locked in for the whole book, let's be serious. This scene can almost be silent. This one. Almost be silent. Some talking, some chatter. You really don't need to talk much. I think that having her not talk so much, having certain characters not talk so much, like having like, what am I trying to say? The entire book is narrated. It is her retelling. No one is actually, like, has dialogue in the book, really. There are certain times when I think that there could be dialogue, like in the beginning, with the king and the queen. I think that I would really like to see their dialogue. I think that having just, like, the first episode be about the king, and be about his journey, and meeting meeting the narrator, and, color in this book really told a story. Because looking back, the stark contrast between... Don't look at the tits and the ass. The stark contrast between this page and this page are crazy. Like, just looking at them side by side... It's such a great book. It is such a great book. I love this scene. See, this is what I mean. I want shit like this. I want to see that in real life. I want to see some woman wearing a dress with all those embellishments. It would take a lot of money, and the stained glass and all the intricate detail would cost a lot. But it would be worth it in the end. And I think that you could really utilize you could utilize sound in a way that the book doesn't get to experience. And I think that's a really fun thing to to kind of play around with. Like, I don't know, not hearing Snow's voice almost ever is terrifying. And just to see her be like, this, like, oh, she's kind of, like, weird, but she's cute. She's just, like, she's running around the castle. She does her thing. And then you're like, oh, my God. And she doesn't say anything. And you're like, oh, shit. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's really interesting. That's really interesting. And to see that it doesn't even faze her, really. Because I think she knows what she's doing. She knows that it's wrong, but she doesn't fucking care. She gives no fucks. She gives no fucks. The crystal coffin would also be really cool to see in real life. And you know that I want those shits made out of real crystals. Yeah, I do. Or, actually, that's not true. It would be cool to have it made out of real crystals, to see, like, the detail of the crystal in the coffin. Would be beautiful. But it doesn't have to be real crystal. Because there's a iridescentness to the coffin in the book that would be cool to see in real life. That quartz crystal doesn't really... It says glass crystal in the book, but I think that they kind of mean quartz crystal. Or just some type of clear crystal. Clear hexagonal growing crystal. This scene would be really fucking interesting. That could be an episode in itself. Her going through that thought process of, okay, how do I go about this? What is it gonna look like? And then also her talking over that, being like, this is how I imagined it. This is not what actually happened, because I don't know what happened, because I wasn't there. But this is what, in my head, I've envisioned happening. It was a very good book. It was a very good book. Anyway, I think that's it for now. Also, one more thing. This scene where we see his robe, the prince's robe in any of these scenes, okay, there's full tit in that. In any of these scenes, I love the way that his robe depicts where he is, what's going on, the state that he is in mentally. I think that's very interesting. I think that doing this book live action would be very hard. I think that it would be very hard. Like, I think that you can even carve... You can almost carve some of the candles to look really cool. Like, you can really play around with it, but you would really, really need to get the essence of this. The way that you see everything all at once. I kind of want to see that played out. Anyway, I gotta stop. I want this scene. I want that scene. Like, I really don't know what to say. I think my love of acting is really coming out right now. Because, like, I'm envisioning all of this, and I see the vision, and the vision's visioning, alright? Some scenes you would need special effects for. Definitely. Like, some of the snow scenes, I think that, like, the snow falling on her cheek, you need special effects for that. The fact that you think about that and then realize that what that means is that she's cold-blooded is very interesting. That she's almost some type of, like, blood-sucking reptilian. And that's really weird. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking about the book because major fucking spoilers. But you could really play around with makeup and set design and sound and all the aspects of a fucking TV show. I don't fucking know. This would be a funny scene to do. This would kind of be funny. of like the fair. That would all be kind of fun. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, Neil, great work as always. Colleen, I didn't know you, but I know you now and I love you. I think that's gonna be it, because I can't talk about this anymore, else I'm gonna, like, I'm already getting sick to my stomach, like, I feel it kind of, like, bubbling, and I also have to change this. I have to take it out of my nose. I'm sorry I look like a mess. I'm sorry my room is a mess. Okay. I feel like I need to say one more thing. If anybody knows any other books that are like this, that are either, you know what book is like this? You know what I was looking for when I asked my parents what they had at the book fair? I asked if they had anything by Junji Ito, because I started reading Uzumaki in Newbury Comics. I literally sat on the floor and I started reading it. And also, what's really funny is that where they placed all the Junji Ito books was right in front of the Pokemon manga. And there was a Pokemon manga facing me. When I turn around to the other shelf, Polar World was there. And I was like... And guess what? After that, I've been seeing spirals everywhere. Everywhere. Y'all want to see something? I forgot I had this in my room and I found it recently. Look at that. Oh, what do you mean I had a spiral in my room this whole time? I feel like she's watching me. It's a spiral. It's a spiral. And I was also... I may or may not have been looking at somebody's hair, and I realized that their hair was in a spiral pattern. And then also on top of that, my mom was eating ketchup recently. This was, like, literally in the week that I started reading Uzumaki, I saw all of this. Also, my mom was eating ketchup off of her plate recently. I don't remember what she was eating. She was, like, eating eggs or something. And I was like, can I see that for a second? Like, she was done with her food, and her plate was just sitting there. A big fucking spiral of ketchup. I'm gonna show you the fucking picture, because I took a picture, because I was like, this is crazy. The way that it's so, like, obviously a spiral is, like, really insane. If you know any other books like this, other than Uzumaki, that is really well written, kind of spooky, fantastical, or it doesn't have to have pictures, but if it does, that is a big plus, because I love a really good fucking illustrated book. Like, a really well illustrated book, I fuck with that hard. You're fucking kidding me. You're fucking kidding me. Come on, dude. Are you serious? Anyway. And I was like, how are you eating the ketchup that it's making that fucking spiral? And she's like, I don't know. Like this? And I was like, okay, that didn't help, actually. Hey, that didn't help. How are you making the spiral? And she's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, never mind. I'd like, my family was looking at me like I was crazy. And I was. Like, I felt a little bit delusional in that moment. But that's alright. It's nothing new. So, if anybody knows any books that are Uzumaki or Snow Glass Apples adjacent, please put them in there, and I will read them. And if they have pictures, listen, that's great, because I can't read, so I need pictures. I'm actually illiterate, which is why I listen to audiobooks. No, I'm joking. I'm not illiterate, obviously, because I just talked about reading a book. Anyway, that's it for now. Fuck you, Neil. I love you. Okay, goodbye.